Hello and welcome back to 340 Paddler. Today I want to talk about racing self-supported. So doing the race without a ground crew as such, or at least not one that's there. And this is an idea that frequently drives people a little bit batty. But there's some rules to it and some ideas that are hopefully going to help you out. So, first of all, you're going to think that you need all sorts of stuff. You need meals and water and everything else, and you need to carry it all with you the entire way. And that weighs a lot. I highly recommend you don't do that. Because if you do that, every pound you put in the boat is a pound you have to take 250,000 strokes down the river. And it may not seem like much, but trust me, it adds up over time. So, couple of rules we have to deal with. First of all, the MR340 requires that you either have a ground crew in person available or that you have a virtual ground crew. The virtual ground crew is someone who can be sitting at home 1,000 miles away who knows exactly where you are. And how do they know this? Well, they may know through a spot tracker. This is probably the most common product used for self-supported racers. So someone at home knows exactly where you are at all times, or at least within 10 minutes. So if the safety boat were to call them and say, hey, we're looking for this person, they know where to look. And if that person is in trouble, they're going to know it before the next checkpoint closes. So instead of waiting 4 to 6 to 12 hours before anyone knows that you're missing, the spot device and virtual ground crew means that hopefully the virtual ground crew looks at it and goes, they don't seem to have been moving for the last 8 hours. Perhaps we should check on them. Now, of course, there are always other strategies that you could use. Other systems, small laptop computers, but we do not accept using carp as carrier pigeons. You cannot train the carp to run up to a safety boat and let them know where you are. Sorry about that. Now, there's a couple of other strategies that can be used if you're running self-supported. The most important of which is adoption. Now, what happens during the 340 is, especially once you get past about Waverly, or around Miami, you're going to notice that you're always paddling with the same people. Always the same boats around you, which means their ground crew may be willing to carry some things for you. Or they can go get things if you give them these green bits of paper that are particularly important in today's society. This also has one other advantage. Oftentimes it comes with a cheering section. And this could be advantageous or terrifying, depending on who your cheering section is and what they're doing. Another strategy that can be used, you find someone a little bit faster than you, or at least their ground crew, and you have them leave drop bags. So usually bags of food, etc., to restock along the way. This is a very effective approach, and one thing to keep in mind, you're going to want to leave the drop bags next to the flag. Why do I say leave them next to the flag? Every checkpoint has a flag. It's massive. You can't miss it. You won't lose it. The other thing that you should know about the drop bag is you should put some kind of interesting marker on it. So if you have a gallon Ziploc bag, put a piece of fluorescent orange duct tape on it, or chrome duct tape, or something that's going to stand out and mark this as definitely yours. Then the only thing to keep in mind is you need someone ahead of you to leave that drop bag for you. So this can be prearranged. If you know someone who's going to be running in the 60-hour range and you're going to be in the 70-hour range, have their ground crew leave the drop bags. Most ground crews are more than willing to help out. And keep in mind, there's always food at the checkpoints. So you can find food and you can resupply. Again, you'll need those pesky little green bits of paper that our economy runs on. But you're going to be able to get hamburgers, brats, some fresh fruit, some drinks, etc. Probably enough to get you down the river, if nothing else. And $100 should be more than enough, more than sufficient to keep you stocked and well fed down the river. And of course, if you stop at Cooper's Landing, there's always Thai food. And of course, when you get to the end, you can always celebrate a victory not only against people with ground crews, but a victory against the elements themselves trying to hold you back, trying to get yourself down the river. Now you just need to go get your car. And that's probably another video. Thanks for watching. This is 340 Paddler, hoping that you keep your paddle in the water.